South Africa's public broadcaster is facing serious questions tonight after the sudden cancellation of one of its most recognized current affairs programs. At the center of the controversy is Face the Nation, a show known for its tough interviews and direct questioning of political leaders. Now, its cancellation has sparked a national debate about media independence, political influence, and the financial realities facing public broadcasting. The presidency has moved quickly to respond. Spokesperson Vincent Magwenya has strongly denied claims that government pressure played any role in the decision. In a firm public statement, he described the allegations as a complete lie. There was no political pressure on the SABC to cancel the show, Magwenya said. His response comes after reports suggested that senior figures within the governing African National Congress and government may have been unhappy with the program's editorial approach. According to those reports, the show's uncompromising interviews, particularly involving members of the presidency, had raised tensions behind the scenes. But the presidency is rejecting that narrative entirely, and it is now calling for clarity from the broadcaster itself. Here's what we know so far. The host of Face the Nation, journalist Clement Manyatela, confirmed that the program will not be renewed once its current contract ends. He says the decision was communicated directly by management at the South African Broadcasting Corporation, commonly known as the SABC. Despite the show's strong performance, Manyatela says the explanation given was financial. According to him, the broadcaster could no longer afford to continue producing the program. That claim raises an important question. If a show is performing well and attracting strong viewership, why would it be cut? Manyatela himself highlighted the program's success. He noted that Face the Nation delivered audience numbers not seen in that time slot for several years, and he defended the editorial approach of the show. He said, "We held power to account. We asked tough questions, even when it was uncomfortable." That statement reflects the core role of journalism in a democratic society, holding those in power accountable, asking difficult questions, and ensuring transparency. But now, the conversation has shifted from journalism to funding and to whether external influence may have played a role. The SABC has also issued a formal response. The broadcaster insists that the decision is part of its normal programming cycle. It says all shows are regularly reviewed based on performance targets and strategic priorities. In its statement, the SABC pushed back strongly against suggestions of interference. "Our editorial decisions are not influenced by any external stakeholder," the broadcaster said. It also described claims of political pressure as appalling. So where does the truth lie? On one hand, you have allegations of political discomfort with tough interviews. On the other, firm denials from both the presidency and the broadcaster. And in the middle, a financial explanation that points to deeper structural challenges. Here's what that means for South Africans. The SABC operates under significant financial pressure. Like many public broadcasters around the world, it relies on a mix of government funding, advertising revenue, and licensing fees. In recent years, declining revenues and rising operational costs have placed the organization under strain. This has forced difficult decisions, including cutting costs, reviewing programming, and restructuring operations. Experts say this creates a difficult balancing act. The broadcaster must remain financially sustainable while also protecting its independence and editorial integrity. Because once public trust is lost, it is extremely difficult to rebuild. Media analysts warn that even the perception of political interference can be damaging, even if no interference actually took place, because perception shapes public confidence, and public confidence is essential for any news organization. At the same time, journalists and media advocates are raising broader concerns. They argue that flagship current affairs programs play a critical role in democracy. They provide a platform for accountability. They give citizens access to information, and they help ensure that those in power are questioned. Opposition voices are also weighing in. Some argue that the cancellation raises legitimate concerns about transparency. Others say the focus should remain on ensuring the SABC is properly funded and managed so that it can continue to deliver quality journalism. Meanwhile, the presidency is taking a firm stance. Magwenya has called on both Manyatela and the SABC to clearly communicate the real reasons behind the decision, a sign that the issue is far from settled and that public scrutiny will continue. Looking ahead, this story could have wider implications, not just for one program, but for the future of public broadcasting in South Africa. Questions about funding, governance, and independence are likely to remain in focus, and viewers will be watching closely. Because in a democracy, access to credible, independent journalism is not just important, it is essential. For now, Face the Nation may be coming to an end, but the debate it has sparked is only just beginning.